motherfucking apps and these motherfucking headphones, it would be the most productive way to do shit, but they don't let you fucking be productive.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Nah, them bitches, it was recording the app that I originally have downloaded and got my audio, but didn't pick up yours like originally, and then the other app was recording, but since there was headphones in, it didn't pick up my voice or your voice, so it's just 5 minutes of fucking silence.
The MoCo Loco podcast.
Yeah, fucking listen to this, bro.
You know, this is a meditation. This is a meditation. I can't even get
4
it
minutes
out.
and 38 seconds in. Wait for it. The motherfucker, man,
Oh
pure
my
silence.
God.
Like, that's
dude, no, that would be Joe Rogan could pull it off, dude. That guy could actually pull that shit off.
Yo, I have no idea what that fucker says for the first 5 to 8 minutes of his podcast. I hit skip. I don't listen to any of his ads.
I feel like he honestly is just like trying to give it a structure, but it's just such a freelance thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. Well, I mean, he's got it set up. I like how he kept it, like, some podcasts, man, sporadically throw out their ads. Like, he'll just stop randomly, like, hold on, let me read these real quick. And it's like, oh, dude, that's kind of aggravating. And then other podcasts do it, like, we're at the halfway point right here. We're going to read some fucking ads, so just wait a fucking minute. Here, we're going to light a fucking joint, da-da-da-da-da. And he'll read an ad and whatever. But, like, Joe Rogan does it good, man. Like, he does it right at the beginning and right at the end. And nobody fucking listens to any of that. You know, if you skip about 5 to 6 minutes ahead, you'll listen, and he'll be either describing the guest or it'll be his theme song, like, Joe Rogan podcast by day, da-da-da, by night, or whatever the fuck he says. And then you're like, all right, about to start. And you're like 6 minutes and 36 seconds in already.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Yeah,
so how are we going to get it figured out, man? Do I need to buy that expensive app? I'll do it, man. I'll fucking do it.
What do you mean?
I get this a real $60 recording app on the iPhone App Store, dude. And I mean, it looks like everything we fucking need and more.
$60?
Nigga, I mean, it's an investment, though. Think about it. How much more it'll enable us.
Yeah, I mean, but what... Is it compatible? Does it work, man? I'd hate to fucking...
I'm sure it does, dude.
It's not the damn...
And then think about it, man. What's the worst? Of the $60, I've got more than $60 in stocks right now that I have no care about.
Touche, sir. Touche. I mean,
I'm not trying to sound like a baller, dude. I need to save my money, but goddamn it, dude, this is just one thing that we really need in order to make a lot more work. This is one little step that'll let us do a lot more work.
Do we know what we need out of this app right now? Because as far as I've gotten, we just need clarity recording and be able to send that file. And
yes,
honestly,
all that is for sure. That's for sure.
And on top of that, if I could have a fucking cherry topper, would be to work with fucking headphones, you know what I mean? But other than that...
No, I'm pretty sure, dude. I'm pretty fucking sure all that shit's... I'd have to look more into it, man, because I looked at it briefly, you know.
If you buy it, is it going to work my way? Like... Well, I mean, I know it.
I think I would have to run it. I would have to probably run it as in enable the recordings and things like that. But that's all it is. Like, I would actually be the one that's clicking the separate app whenever you call. That's the only difference, really. And I would have to edit it and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you don't have an iPhone, or else I would let you get into it.
Yeah, that was one thing, man. If it's got all that included in it, that's cool. Because I was thinking we'd have to, at some point, you know, once it gets serious, take the audio, put it in an audio editor on the laptop, and...
Well, yeah, man, I mean, it will if we get serious enough, but I'm saying this is step one, man.
And that app should have it all.
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously this app's not going to do everything we need if we're going to be making money and do this shit, like, legit. Like, no, dog, we're going to want to advance more because we're making money, and we'll use that money for that shit.
Dude,
but
I'm
talking about step one. We're not making any money. You have to invest something.
Right. I'm looking at that Anchor shit, man. All you need is a couple consistent listeners, and you can subscribe for sponsors. And
what do you mean? Oh, on Anchor, the app, right. I didn't really look into that much, man.
Right, well, I was toying with it a little bit last night, man. After I got done making that YouTube account and shit, I kind of was tired. I was about to start a new SoundCloud account on the laptop. That way I could just start from scratch. And
right.
Fucking,
Yeah, I'm supposed to hit the studio today.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know, I'm so stoked, bro. I've been writing a little bit. I've been trying to formulate my ideas.
That's awesome, man.
I'm out here by the water with my notepad, writing a little journal, doing some lyrics, listening to music and shit.
Word, man.
Been having some really good phone calls, man. This is a good one right here. I just called my cousin Tristan. I haven't talked to since Christmas at least. And, like, we used to be best friends, though. We had a long catch-up. She said that she's proud of me for everything that's going on, and fuck everybody that doesn't, you know, thinks otherwise. And I don't know, man. It's just shit. She's receiving what I want to hear, but at the same time, man, I needed it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, shit. It's always good to have positivity. You know what I mean?
Word, it's been the best couple of days, dog. I can't stress that enough. So appreciative, man. So appreciative.
I think clarity is something that a lot of people don't fucking appreciate. Just to be able to sit down and not...
Well, see, I feel like people haven't been in a place where they're not clear. You know what I'm saying? That's why I appreciate it. For the longest time, I was just in a childlike state, man. Everything that happened was not all that confrontation. Wasn't all that hard. High school was easy for me. I didn't really get bullied, luckily. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like I had the perfect life, but this is what it is. I didn't really get bullied, even though I was small. And just all that shit worked into damn seeing the father. I forgot where I was going with that.
It's a good way to look at it, man. There's a lot of people that damn probably need positivity.
Oh, the clarity is because, you know, I came out of all this easiness into, like, I was directly put into a situation where my mind was not clear. And, like, I was having a lot of confusing thoughts. My shit was racing every day. I hated my job. I hated it for a little while there. And just pulling stuff out of it, I'll make you appreciate it all. I don't want to be there anymore.
Good shit, man. It's a lot to realize when you're in a different spot.
I feel like a lot of people don't reflect on themselves like we do, though, man. I feel like we are unique people.
Yeah.
Reflect on, and put that shit on there. Reflect upon yourself as if you are not yourself. That's a good-ass quote me and you've come to and said many times.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's like some John Locke shit. We out here preaching on some philosophy shit.
On some philosophative, man.
Motivational shit, motherfuckers. I want y'all to get out of bed on this motherfucker. I don't even know what day it is. I don't got no job. I'm out here.
Man, do you think we would be at these... Like, we've had some killer conversations, bro, but... and I've got some good points and shit, man, but what am I trying to get at here? Do you think it's psychedelics, man? Do you think we'd be having this clarity thoughts without those experiences, man?
The reason I say definitely is because of the crucial aspects in time that we have lived. And I speak for myself in that aspect because of just recently. I don't think that anything's ever done anything for me as far as that type shit. Well, no, if you have to reflect upon yourself as if you're not yourself shit came before this realization recently. That was way back whenever we took it at your house for the first time, all seven of it.
I mean, yeah, you don't necessarily change from the hallucination.
The reason that it is allowing us to be the way that we are, like come to these points and, you know, learn about ourselves and everything, is because of the times we did it. We did it at crucial, like I said, right out of high school, and then like now I lost my job, and like it's just shaping the way that I think, man. And people can say what they want.
Right, it's done at crucial times, just like, you know, traumatic things happen at certain times and they affect people in other ways and stuff like that. We happen to take psychedelics at a good life point to change, but if we never did, man, what mindset would we still be in? Yeah, we would have went through those experiences, we would have got together and just got drunk that night or some shit like that. And I mean, I don't know, dude. I feel like you learn a lot the following days of yourself. Like, oh, why did I think it like that? Or why was that going through my head? And just, it's so weird of an experience that you dwell on it, and it's the dwelling that changes you, not so much the hallucination that you spent for 8 hours.
Yeah, you're actually just taking time to really
it's like a dream. When you wake up from a dream, man, like, why the hell did I dream that? And you can't remember a dream as well as you can remember a trip.
It'll let you know what's wrong with you. The first time I ever did that shit, I had a real bad trip, and like it's because I had a lot of internal problems.
That's what I'm saying, man. You feel it. You're like, man, that wasn't an okay trip. Well, why wasn't it an okay trip? Because, you know, I've seen my buddies have okay trips. I've seen the millions of people online have okay trips. Well, it's because of your thoughts, man.
Everybody's bad trip is going to be completely unique, and that's what's bothering you. Whatever that uniqueness is to it, like.
Right.
Let's say your dad gets beat on you or whatever, and like you don't know that that's still bothering you. And so whenever you're tripping, one of your friends looks like your dad, and you get really fucking scared and go hide somewhere, and everybody just thinks you're tripping, and you can't really explain it when you fucking are sober, and like, you know what I'm saying, you go lock yourself in the room and nobody knows what happened really, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's happened to plenty of people, I'm sure it has. And that's just a result of not knowing the drugs that you're taking, not understanding that it's an overwhelming thing at times, and not being able to calm down. and also the result of like suppressed memories that you're not facing. You know what I mean?
Right.
In those moments, if you can realize what you're afraid of, like what made you go and isolate, what made you want to like just go to sleep, because that's what happened to me. I just wanted to go to sleep, and I was like, let me stop thinking about all these things. Let me run from it. If you take a second and actually look in the mirror and you're just like, man, this is what's going on, and I need to work on this, it'll change your fucking life.
Let me tell you, I want to bring up a personal story, but one's not coming to my head as quickly as of one that I think of you when you tripped that time. So don't get offensive, but I don't know if we've ever talked about it. But I drew the conclusion that night that you was tripping with Alyssa, you were trying to have sex with her. I don't know if you remember that, but you were like trying hard, like that was a goal.
Oh,
and that was a hard part of your trip.
Yeah.
Well, you know, whatever, that was just a minuscule part of the night or whatever. Well, going onwards, you know, after you and her relationship and all, and you were telling me, you know, it was on it like sexual deprive you. She didn't have sex enough that you know, to cater to what you guys wanted anyhow, or what you thought you should have. Right. And it was like, dude, and I don't know, like you said, man, it's just your thoughts in the back of your head that's there, and it's like, man, it's not on the surface, like, oh, I'm fucking sex deprived and I'm tripping about it. It's like, no, but you could see the hunger for it, man.
Right.
You know, right there, and I'm just now really drawing the conclusion, I guess, that I've seen it, and like I said, I wish I had a personal story that came up the top of my head. It's just we were talking about your trip that day, so.
I'm completely comfortable talking about all of it, man. That's part of the healing process. I'm not scared of any of it, man. I wish everybody I've ever came into contact with nothing but goodwill, dog. Nothing but goodwill.
Touche.
So it's like, dog, with that being said, I feel like you're 100% correct, man. You know, it's just a reflection, like, how you trip is a reflection of yourself. And I've honestly never figured out what the fuck was wrong with me that night at Nick's house. I don't know. Whenever I started screaming or whatever.
Dude, you weren't having a bad trip.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. I had a great trip, bro, but
nobody else took the bull by the horns and rode the ride, man. They all wanted to. Everybody teetered, and I was the guy trying to get everybody over the edge, and like, dude, we're not going to be able to keep talking to each other. We're not going to be able to do this and that stuff. We're just going to have to trip, and everybody kept trying to stay civil, and you were like, fucking dog, this rap video shit, the best shit ever, woo! And you were screaming and shit. Everybody was like, dude, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And
that's why I started screaming, dog, because it was the Ric Flair video. It was Offset.
It was trippy too. There was also like some vampire fucking, there was also some fucking Ray Shummered vampire shit or something. I don't even know what was going on, bro. It was trippy.
I remember when I was tripping, dog, like that shit be going extra ham, like. I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like, dog, that's the thing too. When me and Nick were tripping the other day, that fucker was just telling me, like, dog, he's like, every time that we trip, and like, that's why I said that, like, things might get fucking uncomfortable at times. That he's like, there's that fucking energy from you, dog. And he was just telling me in detail about it, and I was trying to be like, I don't know what you mean, I don't know what you mean. And then I was like, at the point, I was like, bro, I just need to accept it. I was like, thank you for saying that. Like, I have energy. It's great, dog. Like, but then he's like, bro, honestly, thank you for just being like that. He's like, I just been trying to convey that. He's like, it's been so hard to convey that, and I was just trying to give you props on something like that. And it's just always been taken the wrong way. That's all I was trying to get at. Like, you need to, you know, do something with that shit. Like, he's like, I can tell with the music and everything, you have a whole energy with that shit. And that's what really got me really, really motivated for it, dog. Because whenever I'm like sitting there listening to the music while we're tripping and everything, it's so fucking passionate, you know what I mean? Like, and I am.
There's something real about conscious energy, man.
About passion, man.
Well, passion, emotion, but the ideas, and particularly your thoughts, your conscious being is living, man. That is something that's a real energy that we can't scientifically measure yet, dude.
Right.
Like, the Ouija board is the only thing that taps into that weird radio wave.
On just another, like, not another topic, on the same type of shit. I've been listening to Slayer, right? That one girl I've been talking to, she loves Slayer. Bro, did you see that screenshot I posted? I said, am I going crazy? I just thought that was a funny caption. You probably didn't get to read it.
No. What are you talking about, Slayer?
Slayer, the band. It's a heavy fucking metal thrasher band.
Yeah, okay.
And, they're fucking dope, bro. But as soon as I was listening to it, I was like, damn, this is actually a Satan-worshipping, like, guitar band. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It really is. And then I started looking into it, bro, and, like, I can't decide. And I'm about to just like stay away from it, bro. Like just out of safety, like because it's so dope though. Like they just be slaying the guitar. Like their guitar skill is on a whole different level than I've ever heard. Now they're for real, but their lyrics are all destruction. Like everything's gonna crash, this and that. Like I'm just like, yo, I can't consciously listen to this, knowing how much I know about music and knowing what the message is. Like I'm promoting Satan's work. In one of the songs, it was like, you are nothing, like you do, like it's all screaming and shit too, like it's cool though, man, like I like that shit too, but like I don't.
You gotta appreciate some shit, man. Gotta appreciate some shit.
These articles, and one of them was saying they just do that shit to be against everything. They're like the most punk rock band you can get at, because they don't even believe in that shit. They're just out there like, fuck everything you heard type shit. Like, you've never heard this, like, we don't even care what we're saying type shit. You know what I mean? It's not about actual rituals and shit, but I feel like that's how, of course, they describe it. Of course you're going to describe it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, we're not serious, because if they did came out like, oh, yeah, we're absolutely devil worships, then most people are going to turn that shit off, bro.
That's when it's a clan and fucking a cult and shit.
Yeah, and people's going to stay away from it because of that, but now it's like, dog, that's all posh, bagosh, and then there's...
I read an article on this really cool app called Quora. I don't know how to, like...
I feel like I've heard of Quora. Yeah.
Q-U-R-A.
Yeah.
And, it was this guy that was a 10-year specialist in the Army and intelligence and all kind of shit. He knows how credible it all is, but I trusted it because of his words and the way he explained it all. He used to listen to all that shit, and he was a satanic, like a witch almost, but it was a different, like a summoner in his case, and whatever, dog, like, and you know, you could say, like, oh, this is a crazy app, whatever, but dog, no, he went so into detail. I spent probably 30 minutes reading this article, and fucking, dog, that shit was so crazy. He was like, at the end of the day, I walked away from polygamous girlfriends out the ass, you know, like hundreds of girlfriends you could have sex with any day, all kinds of money, all kinds of fame, all kinds of drug connects, everything, dog, because he was way into that satanic shit, and just, he said, if I can do it in order to live my life for God, and he incinerated everything. He said, if I gave anybody any of those ritual things that I used, and it was still out there in this earth, then I would probably go to hell, but he's like, I'm just hoping that incinerating and devoting my life to God is going to save me. And he's like, I encourage everybody not to listen to Slayer. Now, there's good black metal bands, as in Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, that's a positive message. In a fucking hard rock song. That's cool. But not that other shit, man.
Yeah, it exists, man. It exists. I was
like Black Sabbath, that's another one that's like real, like, don't listen to that shit, man. Don't listen to that shit for real.
Yeah, you need to listen to the people that went and took fucking... I think Led Zeppelin is one of those bands who has whole albums made off of LSD. And, I don't know, man.
AC/DC is a good band. Like, it's heavy metal, but it's like, you know, it's not...
It's actually, man, that shit was formed from Southern blues with some rock and roll twang to it. Mm-hmm. Actually, some crazy shit. I don't know, I was watching some documentary on AC/DC before, too. I thought that shit was funny, how them boys came to be. Mm-hmm. There's a Motley Crue movie on Netflix. That shit's pretty good, too.
Great, dude. Valerie Miller put me on that movie. It's The Dirt.
Yeah, you're right. That shit's trippy. It's just trippy how shit's so much the same, man. Like, it's just different kids. Like, everybody's trying to become a band and fucking do shit. Now everybody's trying to be a rapper.
Right, even me. At times I feel ridiculous, but at times...
Dude, I mean, that's how the fuck you do it, man. All those kids were ridiculous and looked like chicks.
Mm-hmm. So hated on, man.
Yeah, I'm literally not able to do anything without drill batteries, man.
That's another thing I was thinking about, too, though, is, but like, I try to look at even my artists, man, like, huge Lil Uzi Vert fan, but if you say his name fast, and I've heard him do it in songs a million times, it sounds like Lucifer.
Uzi Vert?
Uzi Vert. Uzi Vert. You be saying it like that. You be saying that shit real low on this track.
Makes sense, man, but Lucifer...
But I feel like he's just jokey, man. Like, he's just doing it to get fans. Like, he's got bitches that love that demonic shit that listen to him. So fuck it out. You know what I'm saying? Just get money. That's terrible trait, though.
I mean, does that make it any better than actually doing it? I mean, you're still diving into the devil's work, bro.
That's what I said.
I mean, if that's how you're looking at it, but I mean...
I am. I'm trying to change my perspective, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just be real honest with myself. Don't be easy and, like, do the easy thing and just fall into everything like everybody else.
Let me tell you something that gives me chills, bro. It's kind of off subject, but it's kind of on subject. It's like how and keep moving to points.
Right.
Like you said, you're trying to move better, this and that stuff, moving better. You know, reading the Bible more, so to speak, thinking more holy. I don't even know how to explain it because that can be taken wrong. But man, when you showed me the Bible, or the Bible app in particular, man, that was just like sign number 10 out of 100 signs that I'd have to start turning to God.
Mm-hmm.
And I started reading the Bible, dude, and it clicked so easy, and it was so easy to read, even though everybody was like, oh, you're just reading the King James Version, how do you even get through? Harley said that to me, my uncle said that to me, not to not read it like that, but just saying, like, recommending other versions, and I don't think you read the Bible like that, and shit like that, and all, and I don't know, man, it just came so easy, and I was dreaming about it, and it was like a movie, and then the light left. Honestly, that's exactly how I have to describe it. It's a struggle. It's a struggle to get through these paragraphs anymore. I try to force myself to turn it on at least once a day and get through a book. I've been stuck on the book of Isaiah for 2 weeks now, dude, and I had like 20 days.
Slower. My suggestion to you is to take it slower because I feel like you're being guided. You're being guided.
Yeah, well, I mean,
in saying that, if it becomes more difficult, take more time. Take more time to study. Do it slower. Don't be frustrated with it. Accept it. Accept it like as the guidance. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're trying to move too fast.
Right. Well, that's why I haven't been just cheating myself and skimming over it, man. If I ain't grasping it, I reread it.
Right. Then you're doing it right, man. 100%. I understand your question.
But like I said, man, it's
you gotta have faith at the end of the day.
I just it's weird. Well, my reason for bringing it up is, man, it's weird how it came like that. It was so easy, and like it was just what I'm supposed to be doing, and I literally seen it almost as a future. Like, dude, I could get into this with anybody. This is such a popular subject. My interpretation would be.
Let me explain it from my perspective, because I understand exactly what you're saying, and it's that whenever it happened to me with that light shit, like everything was leading toward it. I was literally in like just the dumps, bro, after the big breakup. And fucking was listening to music in the shower, and I put it on Pandora for no reason. I had tried to ask God, help, man, show me signs, and like, I always listen to my music, me, I'm selective as fuck, right?
Yeah.
I put on Pandora for no reason. Turn on Bryson Tiller radio. I mean, it's not that crazy. I love Bryson Tiller. But anyways, it was a new song by Black, 6LACK, Black.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically a breakup song about what's the name of the song? I can't remember it right now. But anyways, it was basically like the whole song about how shit went south and how we needed to split up, we need to go our separate ways, and like but it was so much deeper than that. It was very hitting home to the exact situation I was in, like get your shit out by tomorrow, this type shit, I don't know. It was just really specific. And so with that being said, I looked at that song, dog, and I was like, oh my God, like, and it says something about God in the song too. And so I started looking more into it. I felt like one of the guiding light signs. It faded slightly over the next few days. I'm going over to Brandon and Jesse's house. I see on a church sign, the way to God starts through heartbreak. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I start getting more into it, and the light starts really guiding me. I end up stop smoking weed, and really reading the Bible every day, talking to people at work about the Bible every day, really getting into it, right?
Yeah.
And then the light leaves after just a short period of time.
You think that's him telling you to keep going? Like it's like a father taught you how to ride your bike, basically?
He's like, man, you gotta push.
You gotta have something, man. I can't be here holding your hand the whole time.
He's like, he puts you on a swing, and he gives you your first push. And he might give you a second push. And he might give you a third, like over time, give it time, he might give you another one that's really convicting, like, you just feel that shit, like, I need to get closer with God again, like, but I feel like he understands it.
He understands us completely, man.
And so that at times, it can be real hard, and that's when you don't feel the light as much, man. So work on you. Make sure to always appreciate every day. Make sure to appreciate your life. And, it ain't got to be all that serious, man. I don't think it has to be a monk that prays for hours and hours, man. I don't think it's like that.
No.
I'm not doubting those guys, man. Do you. That is the way you feel. Do you, bro. I do not hate it. I respect it, bro. Matter of fact, I respect it, but I don't know. I'm just too ingrained in the way that I've been raised.
I think it's weird, man. The only time I'm not a strong Christian by any means, bro. Or I don't even know if I deem myself a Christian because I haven't got to the Jesus part of the Bible, man. I believe in God for sure. But you know, I haven't got to the Christian part, and I want to understand it in my own terms. I believe in Jesus Christ, and he died for our sins from what I've been told. But I haven't read that part myself. But on top of that, man, it's funny to listen to people tell you that God's not real, or you hear comedians or anybody get up there and say, you know, oh, you don't believe in God, going to hell, this and that. It's as simple as that. This is fake, made up, this and that. It's in those moments when you don't have any way to defend, but you somehow feel like, dude, you are speaking blasphemy, man. Like, you are doing wrong. Like, I know you're up there on stage knowing that that's not good to be saying. And I don't know, man. The best way that it's made me believe him more is when I was seeing stuff like that. I was in the middle of that Bible hunch and was trying to listen to some stand-up comedian, and he was ragging on about, he was an atheist, and he was ragging on about believers and all. And he was like, well, if you don't believe, I mean, that's it, and then you're going to hell, this and that stuff. And I was like, man, it's not black and white like that. I was like, he's like, well, if God's so good, why is there any evil? Why doesn't he just make everybody believe him then if he's the almighty power? And it's like, yeah, he could do all that. You know, it says that he has this great power, he does all these things. But he's a great father, tough love. That's the whole point of him, man. He basically pushes you on your training wheels and then takes them.
Father, man, that's what people don't seem to understand. Literally the perfect father.
What do they think? But nowadays, a great father, you know, spoils their children, but that's not always good in the long run. So what's the best father characteristics? Is teaching you great lessons, letting you do it on your own. I mean, God is the ultimate father in that sense. You know what I mean? Learn for yourself. Turn to me when you're worried, and I'll spare you when absolutely need to. When I know.
I'm glad that you picked it up, man, because I know that you're speaking those words directly off the Bible, because I've actually read those myself, and that's the first time that I can say that I've directly experienced that. That's really cool to have.
To fucking read the same words and be able to.
Yeah, because what is the quote you just said? You were saying, you could run it back, though. Make a good point. I just can't remember exactly.
About the training wheels, man. Basically teaches you he's a great father, bro. He just teaches you tough love. He teaches you a lesson, and you got to do it on your own, man. He lets you fail so you can learn.
Yeah, man. It's like, man, yeah. I'm
sorry.
know why my thoughts are so abstract, man. I don't know why I was like thinking all over the place. It's hard to focus right now for some reason, just to be honest. But I'm doing nothing. I'm trying to listen.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
But no, it's a great point. He's a great father, man. You know, I feel like he's gonna always make the right decision, and the right decision is sometimes tough love. Of course, we won't like that as humans. We're all about these days quick satisfaction. We're gonna post a picture and get 10 likes and less than 10 likes. Quick satisfaction.
Right.
Pass through. I want food. I get through to 10
minutes. What seems good right now? A $1,200 stimulus check. Fucking. You know what I mean? What seems good right now?
Today, man. I almost fell into a wormhole here. I'm so embarrassed about it.
You got scammed.
I almost. This dude I trusted, intelligent fellow, and he was real cool, positive guy. We always got along. Messaged me on Facebook about this grant program. And so
He refers me to this lady. It's got like a legit
website, a ridiculous Facebook page. I started talking to her. Federal grant program. You know, we need this information. We can get started. I give her the information because it wasn't too intrusive. There was like 16 questions just about basically my phone number, my email, little shit, my name, date of birth, no social security or nothing. So I was watching for that. I'm not that sick.
Yeah.
And so I get through that. She said, okay, we're talking to people and this and that. We're doing a few things. Can't really just describe it in detail. It's not really important. There's a few little things with her people around and whatever. And next thing you know, she said, okay, all we need now is a payment to deliver you the grant for the money. And because it took a little time, like, I don't know, it all seems so believable. Just like the process of everything. You know, talking to Kareem the whole time. But really what I think it was is him, Kareem, and some girl that he knows, like running some fake shit that's real legit looking, man. It's real legit looking. And it came down to them asking, like, if you send us 100 for this delivery package, we can send you this much money, and if you send us 5, this, 1,000, this, and that's when I really saw it was a scam. I'm like, you're asking somebody that's applying for financial help for like at least $100 up front, and probably $500. And they didn't even list that at first, but I was like, I don't know, that's too expensive. They're like, oh, well, the lowest we do is $105,000 for a grant. And they were saying it's the delivery to the third party settings. And I was just like, why does the federal government have a third party? Fuck all of this, so it doesn't add up.
Yeah.
But I really went in deep with it, man. Like, I gave him information and was talking with him. Like, I was believing it. I was like, man, dude, they're smart out here. I feel bad for old people. they don't really understand the internet like us. Like, I was able to see through that. It was difficult for even me.
Well, dude, it's just a fucking matter of understanding how processes work, man. Like, just
think about an older person, man. This happened to a friend of mine's grandma.
Well, nobody would expect them to do them that wrong, that officially, man. Criminals are criminals, not fucking calling you being nice.
Con artists, criminals are fucking con artists.
Nowadays, man, them niggas will shake your hand and stab you in the back, but your grandma's time, they're stabbing you in the back, demanding the wallet. That's a criminal. They don't see him on the phone. They don't see him like that, man. That's a person with a job to them. That's somebody doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it ain't like that in this world no more, man. There's people that wake up every day to scam, like that guy who sent me that check for that watch. He gets on Let Go, finds somebody with some bullshit item and says, hey, I want to buy this item. I'm going to send you a check for this much money. I need you to send me that item and the rest of the money back. Take more than what it's worth. They're like, fuck yeah, go cash the check, and then you fucking scam them for $1,000. Or $50, whatever, bro. It doesn't even matter, because if you do 5 of them, you got tons of money. If they sent that email out or got that phone call out and did the 16 questions to 10 people and got 7 of them, but not 3, then fuck, dude. That's 500, 500, 500, 500. That's a good day. They don't do it for 2 more weeks. Fuck it, man. It's not a real job.
Right.
Fuck, dude, man. Let's just get 10 of our niggas and let's just go hit these phone calls real quick. That's just fucking money, man. That's money. But that's the greedy world around us, man.
Right. God, man. Well, it's getting hot out here now. It's cold out here.
I know. I was wearing 2 jackets. I was wearing a hoodie and a fucking thin jacket this morning.
Yeah, when you getting off today, man?
Probably 4, man. I'd like to work later if possible, but I know when it comes around to that time, I ain't gonna be doing that shit. I'm actually headed to my house right now because I'm working in town, so that's where I'm going to go to charge these batteries. I'll probably make a sandwich or some shit.
Hell yeah, man. I'm glad you guys are trying to make lunch.
Well, I would skip it if I had the choice, but I can't fucking work anymore. I don't have any charged batteries, so I got to go eat.
Right. Got you.
But dude, man, yesterday, taking off of work and creating all that stuff and hanging out with Allie, and just me and her's got a good routine, and it's not the hectic first 2 weeks that it was, you know. You can see people enjoying staying home and adjusting to this life and shit, man. I don't want to do this job forever, man. I hate to be that prissy fucking 23-year-old who's like, oh, I'd like to just live the best life. But honestly, man, that's a real thought, man. That's not something you can bring up to your fucking daddy or your grandparents. Like, I got these dreams. Yeah, you got these dreams, but man.
Man, honestly, to be more real with yourself, but I do it. I was telling my grandma the whole time I didn't work there. I was telling my grandma the whole time I had best friends.
Well, I mean, my dad knows all that shit, dude. I mean, like, we talk about all that, but that's just.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just not a.
Silly, like,
yeah, man, exactly, dude. Like, but honestly, sitting at home yesterday, I was like, man, I would not give a fuck if they fired me, but I would. I need to. My income's the constant income, you know. Like, I don't know a life without it, so that's why I'm fucking imagining it.
Right.
And,
dude, I'm telling you, man, I was in the same exact boat. When you're thrown out into it, man, you find a way. You'll find a way.
I know I'll find a way, man. I'm not gonna not have money from my family and shit like that, but.
You're scared, man.
I
was scared to death of this shit, dude.
I think you got thrown out at a.
Once literally, as soon as it happened, I wasn't scared. I was like, I know what I need to do. I just need to start looking for jobs, start getting realistic. What can I do? And I went, because I already had that job at Domino's lined up. I was like, man, if I need to, I'll work at Domino's for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real humbling thing, man. But you got to be humble.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. I really want to earn a living. Fucking just. I don't know, at the same time I don't, man. Yeah. But just fucking, yeah, create. That's a great way to put it, man. Because I was just going to say off of thoughts, you know, in a way. But creating, that's a good way, man. I just want to be myself and fucking get paid. But I don't want no universal income, man.
He said, I've got to the point in my life where I do nothing but create. Create and meditate and sleep and eat.
And just worry about your health, man.
Right.
And your family's health, dude. Like, that's what the world, you know, we had so many problems. Right, we had so many problems that people couldn't worry about it. They had to just worry about themselves, farm for themselves, feed their family, make sure your daughter's smart, your son's smart, I mean, give them the lessons they need to learn to grow. this and that stuff. There's so many other problems in the world, you know. You're not going to cure polio. You're not going to teach everybody how to read, blah, 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 blah. They just dealt with that shit, and they were happy worrying about, you know, making sure I had enough. Did you eat today? Let me eat today. Let me whip you up. Go wash up for supper. Shit like that, man. And then fucking, we start worrying about all these issues. They start becoming curable. They start becoming solvable to a point where we have minuscule problems creating these issues, but everybody's in such a state where we're like, oh, we've solved everything, we've got everything, we can't worry about those things. Mental illness and obesity and fucking childhood, man. That's got to be the biggest cause to any problem in anybody's life is their childhood.
Yep.
And if we can figure out the perfect formula,
how are you gonna do anything?
Well, I mean, yeah, dude, that's a good question to ask. What is the perfect formula for a kid to become 98% successful, man? Yeah, you're always gonna have flaws.
No. Phrase it differently. What is the perfect formula to create a, productive member of society?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, man. I used to like the idea when I was learning about Sparta and Athens. There wasn't major wars at the time when Sparta and Athens basically split Greece. They were at war with each other, but it was an understanding, basically. Like you had your side of Greece, we had our side of Greece, basically. And but Athens ended up losing. Athens were the freer country. That's where you wanted to be if you were a female. You got to vote in Athens. You got to trade in Athens freely. In Sparta, there was an emperor. The women were, we were basically wives to men. That's it. And there was housewives and the sons. But they required every man to do 4 years of military. Basically that was high school. You did 4 years of the military, and then you were allowed to leave. You didn't have to stay in the military. A lot of people did, but you didn't have to. You could go back to Sparta and be your life, but you developed the Spartan characteristic. You gave everybody that pride, and it's basically how Russia and China do things, man. I don't know if they demand military service, but that's how you create somebody who has patriotism, who wants to do good for his people around him, man. Maybe not necessarily military service, but I mean, look at Boy Scouts and look at people who is in like early leadership places, man. I mean, it's good ideas, dude, to develop character.
The thing with that is, man, I actually am really agreeing with it the more I think about it, because let's say that person that, you set this up, right? You set up this quote-unquote utopia, not that I want to make it that, but, just for the sake of the conversation, that's what I thought of. Anyways, so you set the shit up, and a person makes a mistake, right? And so they get kicked out of the military 1 year into it, 6 months into it, 3 months into it, I don't care. They get kicked out, and it's a reason that they feel it's bullshit, and it might have been bullshit, right? But it's not like they're like, it's just like, hey man, we gave you a shot, it didn't work out, go your separate ways, dog. Like, it's not even no stress, dog. Like, there's plenty of places to be. It's just you missed your shot here. Don't be too salty about it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's
a really delicate thing. I'm sorry that you didn't make it into this society, but you had your shot. We'll give everybody a shot to do it the right way.
Yo, well, that's basically what Candace Owens says about, like, the black community, man, is, like, she's basically says we need to, as a community, we need to raise each other to condemn each other when stuff's wrong. If you're not taking care of your kid, man, we don't need to just keep hanging out with you. We don't need to keep giving you welfare checks. We don't need to keep congratulating you on working hard, man. We need to, as a society, condemn, and that's just normal. Candace Owens is a black lady, so she's talking about black society.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
And she's like, that's just not normal in a white neighborhood where they would condemn that man. He wouldn't get a job in his town. He wouldn't be allowed to these events. He wouldn't have friends. They hold their kids to higher statutories, and we need to hold black men to higher statutories. That's the problem. As a culture and whole, we don't think that they're going to strive to this, so they don't think they're going to strive to this. So what do? Out the gate, they're trying to hustle or trying to make a rap video. Whereas the white kid's got 5 or 6 things on his list. Maybe he's a firefighter, maybe he's a rapper, maybe he's gonna go to school, maybe he's gonna gangbang, whatever. I mean, he's got other inspirations. The black kid's got tons of heroes, man, but they're not pushing out the heroes. They run the one Martin Luther King down everybody's throat, and then it's athletes after that, dude. There's been tons of scientists, tons of political people, tons of athletes, tons of show business, just tons of everybody, man. And they don't prop those people up. They prop up the rappers who go against the system and successfully make it, not the tons of black men who are actually millionaires who went to school and have kids, you know what I mean? And it's just one small part of the population. If you could mass scale to have everybody work together. Like, dude, we need to be better people. We need to be cleaner. We need to be, and that's what America's done in a whole, just not abruptly like a socialist community.
Right.
But over time, you know, people, just a regular guy in his backyard said, dude, I'm sick of looking at all this fucking trash on my road.
Yep. All good points, man. It's great. Great shit. I just don't have a lot to say. You had it all yourself right there, buddy. Good shit.
Yeah, ran that one to the finish line. I'll pass the baton off later, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm gonna go in here, man, and fucking eat,
No,
dude.
it's perfect time. I was about to say, dude, I'm about to fucking walk back home. I want to listen to music.
All right, homie, I'm gonna walk inside here. Good talking.
Cool, man. If you can post this up or whatever, man, that would be cool. I'd like to take a listen.
Yep, will do.
All right, big dog.
All right, man. Bye.